All righteous stud muffins, welcome to the video. Hope you're all doing well. And in this video, we're gonna get pretty damn real. I'm gonna get pretty real on the mic, if you know what I'm saying. Like, some of you aren't gonna like what I'm gonna say. Some of you are gonna get angry maybe. Some of you are gonna get a little bit defensive and get in the comments and get out there and tick it. But what I'm going to be saying in this commentary is facts. I'm not going to base it on fake news, fake information, fake stats, fake science by some crazy black lady in Botswana doing exorcisms. No, we're going to keep it real. And skill-based matchmaking is perfectly and perfect. It is a perfectly perfect example of what is wrong with society nowadays and what we have been dealing with and what's going on. And as a weird comparison, COVID and what's going on with COVID is running in parallel with the same kind of mentality that skill-based matchmaking, and how that is everything wrong with society today, and it could be a great metaphor and a great microcosm for the world. So skill-based matchmaking, for those you don't know, but a lot of you probably all do know, but skill-based matchmaking is in Call of Duty, and it's inconsistent with basically protecting weaker players from the better players by putting them in safe spaces, so to speak, in protected lobbies, and keeping them away from the general public of gamers who are average or barely above average. If you're like average and below, you get put in special lobbies to keep you in your safe space. You don't have to worry about getting beat and having your feelings hurt, which is a perfect example for society nowadays. Safe spaces and people trying to avoid reality and trying to protect everybody's feelings and trying to protect everyone from getting upset and trying to basically, at the end of the day, really being detrimental to them as well. Like, you know, a lot of people, a lot of millennials, a lot of young people, and even the parents of these millennials have screwed these kids up. And it's evident in society with the different things we have, where everybody's got to be included, inclusivity, and everybody's got to be welcomed at the table. But like Treyarch and all these gaming companies and all these corporations, and I got friends who are doctors and engineers, and the people they hire for these jobs that aren't qualified, but because they fit a certain demographic, they get the job, and they're causing our quality of work to be down because we're hiring people not based upon the skill or the merit of their character or the merit of who they are as a person, which is merit of character in a different way of saying it, but hiring them based on the way they look and what gender they are, which is the exact opposite of equality, right? I mean, there's two arguments. I mean, if you think equality is everyone gets a chance no matter what, then you're discriminating against people who are just happen to be better, because you're discriminating against people who deserve to be in that spot because they worked for it, or just happen to be, you know, life isn't fair. Some people are better than other people at certain things. I mean, look at the NBA. The entire NBA is filled with black dudes. There's like 10 white guys, and all the All-Stars are all black except for like one dude once in a while. Maybe a couple dudes come out, like, what's that dude for the Dallas Mavericks? Oh my God, Djokovic, not Djokovic, that's tennis. How can I forget his name? I'm a basketball player. Oh my God, whatever, you know who I'm talking about. But if the rest of the world was run like sports, we would have the entire NBA be filled with like dudes like me and like 4 or 5 black guys on each team and some women, and it would be, what would happen? It would be horrible. It'd be like the WNBA. No one wants to watch a WNBA. That's why we have a separation of sexes and genders when it comes to sports. That's why there is no intergender sports in the world, because women would get destroyed. Like, I know that's really crazy, right? You're so brave. How could you say something so brave? Yet so right. I mean, a high school team, just to drive home the point, would beat a WNBA team. If those guys, if anyone wants to argue that, doesn't know sports. You're talking to an ex-professional basketball player, and I will tell you right now, a good high school team, I've played against WNBA players, I could go in the WNBA right now with my fat, out-of-shape ass and average 30 points, no cap. And a good high school team of boys, men, 11 and 12 seniors, would absolutely decimate a WNBA team. A WNBA team, barely anyone on the team can even touch the rim. The athleticism and strength that men have. Anyways, I'm going on tangents on that. Back to the point at hand. And skill-based matchmaking, like I said, is a perfect microcosm of saving safe spaces and protecting people from the realities of truth. There's like, for example, a lot of people go out there and they think like, you know, it's a participation-driven society. They think that's how it works. But in the real world, like where it actually comes down to it, when it really works, unless you're working at a liberal arts college, usually, well, I guess I take that back too, because, you know, look at the gaming industry. They're hiring people not based on merit. They're hiring people like Treyarch, hiring people because they're waymen. And look at Treyarch's game. They suck. The Call of Duty's garbage. It's going downhill I don't know what the hell, entertainment, all these movies, all these woke movies like Batgirl and like Ocean's 8, but with women, horrible. No one wants to watch it. Or maybe once in a blue moon you have a good women's movie. It's not saying that women can't be in movies, women can't be strong, women can't do good things, but when you force the issue to try to like make it equal, that's when you run into problems. And now this is where we're going to get really controversial here, and this is going to be kind of a eye-opening to you, but it's reality. It's COVID. Let's look at COVID-19, right? This is coming from a guy who is susceptible to having side effects more so than the general public due to a pre-existing condition and a blood disorder. They're not sure how it's going to go, right? So I take precautions because, I got to be safe. But it isn't safe or fair, rather, for me as a person to expect the rest of the world to go broke, to have children starve, to have businesses go bankrupt, for livelihoods to be destroyed, for people's mental health to go downhill, for all these other issues, cancer screenings, hospitals, everything else in this world. We're worried about protecting a small few proportion of the population at the cost of everyone else because we're so scared. I mean, this is not up to debate. It is a 99.9% chance of surviving if you are under the age of 65 and aren't like big, fat, and obese like Wings of Redemption. And even if you're big and fat and Wings of Redemption and you're not that old, it still is not that bad. But for most people, it's 99.9%. Once you get above 65, it goes up to 2, and then 80 is like 10%. So if you're like old and you get it, it's not going to be a good outcome. And that's the way it is. But everybody else, all these young people, for example, and everyone under 65, unless you're like messed up and really out of shape and have serious issues, it's really a non-factor. And this is not even up for debate. This is the point where I got to, where it's not fake news, it's not fake science, it's not fake information. This is a fact from peer-reviewed articles. Anywhere you'll find it, the World Health Organization itself has put COVID-19's infection fatality rate at 0.24 to 2.8 across the board, which means you take into consideration everyone across the board. You have a 99.74 to 76% chance of surviving. And as you are younger, below freaking 65, it goes down to 0.1, 0.4, 0.04. And once you get really young, it's even less than the flu. In fact, it's less than the flu across most age groups. But yet we have this world which is freaking out, scared, crying, oh my God, think the world is ending because it's a giant group of pussies. That's what we have built. A safe space where people can't deal with reality and they're scared of everything and they believe everything and they watch the news and like, oh my God. And they think like, oh my God, I trust the news, I trust the media because they're telling me. But you can just go and look this up. Like what I'm telling you right now, this isn't fake news, man. This is in peer-reviewed medical journals like Nature, like Lancet, like the New England Medical Journal, from World Health Organization themselves, the people who are supposed to be scaring people. But the World Health Organization has been talking about don't do lockdowns. But yet, what do you see politicians doing? Locking people down because they just keep talking about cases. And I know you're going to get, 300,000 people in America died. Yes. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, first of all, America is the fattest and most out-of-shape country in the whole damn Western world with a shitty medical system because unless you're rich or have a good job, you're not going to get the best of care, and no one wants to admit that, but that's the fact, Jack, and that's why you got so many people dropping there. But 300,000 people, oh my God, exactly. The fat, the out of shape, the sickly, and the old. When 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds start dropping dead in the street, let me know. It's not going to happen because that's just not how it works with the disease. But it's another bullshit, weak generation of people who believe that skill-based matchmaking is good. That's exactly what we've built. We've built a generation of participant giving ribbons to dorks and hiring people based on not merit or character, but giving everyone a fair chance, which doesn't work in the world. It doesn't work. And that's why you got China right now taking over, because you got some freaking PSYOPs mission here where everyone is like, inclusivity, your words are microaggressions, skill-based matchmaking, oh my God, a disease that's got a 99.9% chance of survivability, oh my God, the world's ending, I'm not going out, we can't let anybody die, we have to sacrifice the entire fucking world because one person in the fucking street might die, oh no, it's not fair, it's not fair at all, it's absolutely trash. It's ridiculous. So when I say it's skill-based matchmaking is everything wrong with the world, it's a great example of what we've come to. And the rest of the world and like China and those places ain't living by these rules, and they are the world's strongest country now. And we in the Western world is becoming clown world. Just ridiculous. Oh my God, orange man bad, awesome. Like, yeah, let's put some dude named Joe Biden as a president. Like, you don't like Donald Trump? Cool. The guy's a goof. I don't care. The guy says stupid stuff. Cool, right? But here's a clown world. Everyone gets convinced. You gotta put Biden in there. Yeah. Let's get black people to vote for a dude that introduced a crime bill in the 90s that put more black dudes in jail than ever before over petty drug charges and other nonsense. But yeah, Black Lives Matter. Oh yeah, let's get on the streets. And then where's that now? After everyone got their Jordans, everyone just bounced. Like, there's no more nothing. It's all just a big scam, and people are morons. Really. Told you to get real here. I'm sure a lot of butt hurts and panties are up wads up their butt right now in the comment section. 8 thoughts keeping it real. I'm done. Thanks for watching the video. 8 thoughts. Last but not least, and most importantly, stay black. Question authority. The ones behind crabs and cheese, you have to build a mid-sized spring crabs, another judge's person, which was flat, fake houses for a gay white man. Bring you down.